Hello everyone. Welcome to session 16 of LTEC 676, Social and Ethical Issues in Educational Technology. In this video, we're going to talk about three things. First, we're going to review traditional uses of technology in schools. Then we're going to consider technology's place in school hierarchies. And we'll end by examining key questions about technology in education. So let's get started. This past week, we read Libby Miller's book, Technology for Transformation: Perspectives of Hope in the Digital Age. And in this book, she argues that new digital technologies have the ability to change the balance of power and extend voice to silence populations. She argues, however, that just as quickly as technology can extend democratic opportunities, it can also silence groups and contribute to marginalization or oppression. With the ever-increasing use of digital technologies in schools, it is increasingly important to develop a deliberate frame for technology integration based on empowerment and democratic principles. Miller states that framing technology as a means for empowerment and democracy is counter to the traditional uses of technology in schools. So, what is the traditional use of technology in schools? Well, Miller offers a quote which states that the traditional use of technology in schools contains its own hidden curriculum. It surreptitiously fosters students who are consumers of software and not constructors. It positions students to adapt to the machine and not reinvent it. It accepts the computer as a black box which only specialists can understand, program, or repair. For the most part, these passive uses of technologies include unidirectional access to information, unidirectional communication with other people, and unidirectional propagation of information to others. All of this is based on the idea of technical rationality. Now, what is technical rationality? Well, this is the view that a technique proven to be effective in one application will also be effective in a similar application. It's problem solving from an instrumental approach that relies on scientific techniques. Such a paradigm emphasizes efficiency, automation, reliability, consistency, and predictability, all of which contributes to a reliance on external control. In Miller's mind, technology is designed to do its job accurately and efficiently while performing the task the same without failure. The faster and more precisely technology does its job, the more successful it is at performing its designed task. Well, what's wrong with that, you might argue? Well, the struggle occurs when automation creeps into daily life and leads to the automation of thought processes, human interactions, and behavior. The technical nature of technology contributes to the assumption that technological tools are neutral and free from political constructs. Of course, we know from our studies this semester that much of technology is designed for reasons related to capitalism, such as selling merchandise, advertising, or collecting data and information about target audiences. It has nothing to do with democracy and/or social justice. Miller worries that technology is being used to replace teachers, automate rationale, and silence already struggling populations. Instead of providing opportunities for change, the use of technologies is only contributing to the perpetuation of the cycle of disenfranchisement that we've been studying all semester. When technology is introduced and given the ability to make decisions about student progress and curriculum, it may have the potential to hold an even higher position of power than the administration, as shown here in this hierarchical model. This happens when tools such as computer-based instruction, learning management systems, and testing instruments are over-relied upon to make decisions about students and their learning. As educators, should we embrace or reject technological advances? Well, on the one hand, if we reject technological advances, students and instruction will be removed from the interactions and opportunities that are possible in digital environments. However, if we embrace technological advances, this involves knowingly entering into an environment that is rooted in the technological paradigm that is not designed for emancipation or social justice. That's a dilemma. And that dilemma applies whether we are individuals teaching and learning with technology, whether or not we're teachers working at the classroom level, whether we're school administrators running a school, or whether or not we're operating at the district level. And so the question that Miller asks is, how can educators implement technology in ways that promote student empowerment, voice, construction of knowledge, well-being of the community, and critical interrogation of the status quo? How can we do that? How can we use technology in that way? Miller argues that the answer to that question lies in critical questions. And these critical questions can be divided into three categories: dialogue and voice, classroom community, and emancipatory knowledge. Let's take a look at each of these categories of critical questioning. The first category, dialogue and voice, these questions have the purpose of investigating the role that technology plays in the interactions among participants. So what are these questions? Well, some of these guiding questions include, how does this technological tool influence student voice? Or how can technology be a tool for inquiry? Or how can it be a tool for critical questioning? And what type of dialogue is taking place in the digital space? As educators, these are questions we want to be asking whenever a decision about technology and its implementation is being made at a school. The second category of questions has to do with classroom community, and these questions interrogate the position and power that technological tools play in the larger classroom community. Some of the guiding questions include, what is the role of technology in the classroom community? What power does the technology have in the community structure? And how does the technology influence interactions among members of the classroom community? And again, these questions can be asked at any level of the school system. The final category of questions is the emancipatory knowledge questions. And the purpose of these questions is to investigate the type of knowledge that is being created and the role that technology plays in the creation of that knowledge. And guiding questions in this category include, what types of knowledge are being implemented or created by the use of this technology? What level of criticality is employed? How is the technology being used to further critical knowledge? Remember, we want our students to be critical thinkers with the ability to think critically and to assess and evaluate the status quo. And this is what is meant by emancipatory knowledge. So to end, we have to come back to our central question of, what should an educator know about educational technology? Well, our answer to this is that an educator should know that when used deliberately, digital technologies can play a central role in democratic education and education for social justice. However, in order to use technologies in that way, educators need to know how to ask the right critical questions. Questions about dialogue and voice, classroom community, and critical emancipatory knowledge. That's all we have time for today. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you in Canvas.